Normally, we start out these interview sessions by introducing the Asian American group to the candidate, but we've interviewed you several times in the past. We've endorsed you in the past, so we can skip most of those pleasantries and jump right in. Obviously, we know why you're running, because you are currently elected to this particular seat.
Yes.
But one question that we have for all incumbents is, based upon your session up in Carson, what have you learned over the past 2 years, and how are you going to perhaps change or modify your approach to better accomplish the goals and aims of your constituents?
Well, I have to tell you, it is a huge learning curve, and I am very excited that as a freshman, the speaker, Marilyn Kirkpatrick, was our speaker. Because as a spectator, before I was able to become a participator, I've seen previous speakers in the past, and they were not willing to work across party lines. And this particular speaker, Marilyn Kirkpatrick, did. There were many, many late nights in her office. As a hardworking elected official for my constituents, I'm in my office till 11, 12, 1 o'clock in the morning. And I will tell you, the only other person in that building at that time was Marilyn Kirkpatrick. So this past session, what I learned was we can work together, and we have worked together. And she, along with my peers on the Democrat side, helped pass some legislation. When they needed sensible votes, they came to me as a Republican to stand with them for the people and not for just party lines. And so this past session, as a freshman, we passed some pretty big bills together with my one little vote.
Your opponent in this race seems to, in preparing for the interviews and doing some research on her, she seems to espouse some very right-wing policies.
Yes.
And based upon your record and what you've just stated, you seem to be more of a moderate on at least certain issues. How would you really differentiate yourself from Ms. Is it Laughter or Lauder?
I really don't know. She just appeared out of nowhere, so I'm not familiar with her. However, I'll tell you what, I am really, really, really pleased to be voted the #1 conservative in this state. So when I have someone coming to the right of me, I question that, and I question why they would even try it. And the reason why I say that is I have proven myself to be one with the people, not so much party lines. I've proven with our county party, our state party, we're looking at our national party now, that on a voting scale, when we look at our platforms, and we need to be more people-friendly, because we spout freedom, and we need to be the party of freedom, freedom for people to do what they want. And so I'm very pleased to have the backing of our county party, our state party, to stand on issues as I have and change our platform for the people. So when I have someone that comes in and wants to run for office and has a personal agenda that is not for the constituents, it's their own personal belief. When you're an elected official or when you're running for office, you have a constituency that encompasses a whole bunch of groups. You have a constituency that encompasses different religions. So you have to not take the religion that you were born and raised and taught your whole life, but you must respect and understand each and every one of your constituents' concerns, their religious beliefs, their values, and what they want to have a great quality of life. And so that's how I look at my constituency. So when I look at candidates that have a self-promoting purpose, it's not for the people. And when it's not for the people and it's for her own personal beliefs, she will not be able to legislate for the people.
We've obviously we've been doing this all day yesterday, and many people on this dais are concerned about numerous different issues, but the one issue that kept coming up repeatedly was that of education. More so short-term than long-term. What types of ideas do you have, based upon your last term of service up there, to help move our education a little bit higher than, 49th in the nation?
I have to tell you, and I'm just going to tell you right now, Senator Aaron Ford, a Democrat Senator Aaron Ford, came forth with a voucher program that was incredible. And our party screwed it up, okay? We could have had, I'm just gonna tell you, I was livid on the chamber floors. So I'm hoping that, and after they screwed it up, they realized it, so I'm hoping we can bring it back and fix that. When we have competitive education with schools and vouchers, and where the tax dollar can follow the child, and where the parent can put the child in a school that's competitive, that's where we can fix our education in a short-term basis when we pass legislation like the legislation proposed by Senator Aaron Ford.
I'm honestly not familiar with what the specifics of that bill were. Could you give us, I don't pretend that you've memorized all the intricacies.
We've read over 1,000 bills.
Was it similar to any other state plans? I know Indiana in particular has had some fantastic success with their voucher program, and a few other Midwestern states as well. But
it was actually, he didn't reinvent the wheel. It's legislation that has taken place and is extremely successful in other parts of the country. So we don't have to reinvent the wheel. There is literally legislation out there that works great for our students, and that's where we really have to kind of pick up that ball.
So you're calling Senator Ford a plagiarist?
No, I'm calling him brilliant, actually. On that particular bill, on that particular bill, he was great.
And I'm sorry, I don't want to start...
And we worked together on the film bill, too. So, I mean, working together is, I got to tell you, it's the only way we're going to accomplish things.
Go ahead, Ron.
It's my regular spiel.
Thank goodness.
Besides being a member of AAG, I'm also Vice President of the Adult Residential Care Providers of Nevada.
Of the which one?
Adult Residential Care Providers of Nevada. And we represent over 350 small business owners, residential facility group owners. And we also represent more than 3,500 of our most vulnerable citizens. Okay? And yet we are the least understood as far as the legislature is concerned. And we are the least financially compensated.
I'm with you.
And we are overly misregulated.
Overregulated,
misregulated, not just regulated, but misregulated.
You're preaching to the choir here.
Yeah, despite being a vital component in the healthcare industry, because we help declog our emergency rooms, and we offer an alternative housing for our most vulnerable citizens, which are low cost. Instead of our state paying $250 to $500, in our services, care and services, we get paid for like $60 every day. There's a big difference there. So, I would like to ask, if legislature is not going to do anything, we will be gone in 3 to 5 years. And we know for a fact that right now there's 12% out of the 2.7 million, there's 12% who are the elderlies. And that's going to increase further. And that will increase to 30%, but that's not going to be based on the 2.7. So we're looking at between 750 to 1 million in the coming years. And we're the only ones who can offer them low-cost housing and care. Okay, how can you help us from being obliterated in the healthcare industry?
Yeah, can I interject? You said you had issued the fire marshal, right?
That's one of the issues. We have fire marshal issues, we have HCQC's issues, we have budgetary issues. There's a lot of things that but I don't want to go into specific right now. I just want to...
Well, you do realize that I'm an elected official and I ran for office because I am in the home health care industry.
Wow.
And I was sick and tired of the hayseeds in Carson City making unfair regulations that they had no idea what the heck they're talking about. Overfeeing us, overtaxing us. Literally right now in my agency, they are taxing me right out of business. They have upped all of the fees that we have to pay on employment, modified business tax. They've upped them all, and then they have put our reimbursements lower.
Yes,
okay,
yes.
Huge issue. And the overregulation with all of, like you said, the fire marshals and everything. That is we have to band together. And when we go and we literally sit in a committee and have a hearing on these issues, we really have to implore the other legislators that don't understand what we go through, because I live it every day. And we have to implore them to please help us, because if they don't help us today, I understand we have an influx of seniors coming to Nevada and Arizona because of the weather and their bones. So we are the retirement destination. We have to fix this within the next 2 sessions, or Nevada is going to be in big trouble. So I'm with you on that. We can work on legislation together. But I need you up there lobbying with me, to the other legislators, because when I speak to them, it might sound like, you know, self-interest, because this is what I'm in, this is what I do, but this is what I see. And so I've literally gotten so frustrated with all of the elected officials in Carson City passing bills and voting on bills that they know nothing about. So that's why I do what I do.
Because based on our experience, when we attended the council that was created by Governor Sandoval, headed by Dr. Duvoskin and Jackie Glass, and Robertson was also there.
Mike Roberson,
Mike Roberson was
Senator.
also there. The thing of it is that when I was so impressed, because it is the only committee where when they were presented with allegedly data, okay, they questioned it. They questioned the veracity of that data. I've never seen other committees do that. You know, they just, okay, this is the data, okay, based on this data we'll make our decisions. But Dr. Duvoskin questioned it, and the person who presented it could not answer straight. And you know what? Simple. Dr. Duvoskin said, you know what? How can we create an effective solution to an issue if you're not giving me the right data?
That's correct.
And I'm just basing it from what you said, that a lot of our elected officials do not have the proper knowledge as far as.
I'm just going to tell you, we need more business people elected, and this is why. When you sign the front of those paychecks and you understand the harassment, and let me tell you about the harassment that our government has put upon small businesses. We are getting unannounced audits from Dieter, from this person, from everything we do.
Yes.
They're knocking at my door. I have to tell you, I threw a few of them out of my office. I said, you want to close me down? Get out. And I'm an elected, I can't say, hey, I'm an elected official, get out. However, as a business owner, I'm so tired of the harassment. As I door knock businesses, I'm tired of the harassment. And I have to tell you, it starts from the top down. So, you know, we really need to sit with our governor, Brian Sandoval, and say, Brian, we're having these issues, and we need to fix these immediately, and we need to get the hound dogs off the small businesses, because it's a shakedown. Sorry, the truth is the truth, popular or not. I guess that's what makes me Michele Fiore. It is not okay to shake down business. It is not okay to shake down businesses, and that is what we have today. And we need legislators with a set of broad shoulders or brass ovaries, whatever you so choose to have, to stand up and fight for the business people that are employing these people and taking care of the seniors.
Right now what's happening, it's not just the group home owners who are affected directly, even the pharmacies,
everybody, it's
home health,
horrific.
the hospices, the medical suppliers, you know, they're all affected, and they want to, you know, get involved in this as well.
And it's really, really difficult. And another thing I'm going to tell you, what I saw in my first session, is so many bills came before our health committee to match federal government rules. So now they want to put the federal regulations in the state of Nevada, which we are not Washington. We are not Washington, D.C. here. Our seniors are not Washington seniors. They are Nevada seniors, and it's very specific. So a lot of times they'll mimic legislation from Washington for the state to get an extra $300,000.
What's happening to us?
It's a problem. It's a big problem.
What's happened to us is that under Nevada Revised Statute 4490045, we are defined as a home for the dependent, meaning we are a non-medical.
Right, unskilled.
Okay? But what's happening right now is similar to federal state. What's happening now is we have a lot of medical type of regulations and statutes being incorporated in a non-medical or social model type of industry.
That's right.
So
it's a problem, and we have to
it's a
fix
trend
it.
right
We have
now.
to stand together and do it together. And as you start meeting elected officials, ask them, are you willing to work with Assemblywoman Michele Fiore and make this change? Because I'm the only legislator up there that has this type of business that actually understands it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Do you have some sort of bulletin service where when healthcare issues do come up, obviously you will see the bills before we will, or you or your staff members, to perhaps put some sort of notifications out so that we as ostensible constituents can sit there and check and say, oh, this is coming up. I need to not only talk to you, but also my own assembly person or whomever to lobby them, knowing that it's on the radar.
Well, here's what you have to do. You have to look at the list of BDRs on our website, on our state website. And when you look at the list of BDRs, and you can look at the sponsors. So, and you can basically, it's kind of like gambling, and we're in the state of Nevada. So look at the sponsors, who's writing the bills, and look at their passing legislation record. So see if the legislators are serious. I mean, in my first session, we got three out of 6 bills passed, which was awesome. So look at the bill, look at the sponsor, determine is it going anywhere, look at who co-sponsored it, open the bill, and start making a list. Because there's going to be thousands of BDRs, because you've got your state senators, which you've got 21 of them, and then you have 42 of us, and then each of us get a certain allotment of bills, depending upon if you're a freshman or senior, it goes by your seniority. So you look at these BDRs, and as soon as the language becomes available, you'll see the BDR. And don't let the title fool you on the names of these bills that they're trying to pass, but keep an alert. So what you do is you get on the website and you click on that BDR and you ask for an alert. So then you can get an alert back on what's happening on that BDR in your email. And then you can track it, and then call the legislator that you want to work with. And basically, we need citizen lobbyists. I'm going to tell you this, I can't express that enough. We need citizen lobbyists up there, because the only people that are lobbying the elected officials are lobbyists. And I mean big boys. We're talking about the big boys are up there, we need this, and we need this, and we need you to write this bill, and where are the people? So we have the big boys up there as lobbyists telling us what bills they need for their corporations, and we don't have a citizen legislator. And let me tell you something. I have, as an elected official, just recently, like last week, sent a lobbyist a check back because he was extremely disrespectful, and I did not take kindly to that. And same with, there's lobbyists that I did not allow in my office last session, because it's about them and their corporation and not my constituents. I have no need to speak with them. And that's kind of how I play. Thanks.
Yeah, another question.
We'll be wrapping up relatively soon because we're about at our time limit.
Okay, all right.
So you know.
I don't know if it's the right question to ask or the right person to ask from. When there's a bill draft request and it's about to become a bill, normally we receive, for an affected industry, normally we receive an NOPH, a notice of public hearing. What if you don't?
That's a problem. And let me tell you, especially I'm going to tell you towards mid-April, May, because they will, in a blink of an eye, all of a sudden one of my bills, the chair will say, okay, Michele, I'm giving you that hearing tomorrow morning. He'll tell me that at 7 p.m. at night. Okay, so 7 p.m. I'm like, oh my God, how am I going to get people to start driving right now up to Carson City to be in this hearing and sit in this front of the committee, or get them to the Grant Sawyer building to video conference this. So it's a difficult process, and so sometimes, because bills will get shuffled, can we have a hearing for this bill? Can we have a hearing for this bill? No, we're not even going to have a hearing for this bill, and that happens. So if you do not, you have got to stay in contact. You have got to create a relationship with one of your favorite elected officials, attachés, okay? So, and the attaché is our secretary, and you need to be on her radar, and you need to let her know if you're looking for a specific bill. Like my attaché last year was Jennifer. You'd say, Jennifer, you know, I really need you to email me, text me, whatever, if this bill comes up. I don't care if it's in the middle of the night. So, and it's really important, because without the support, you know, the bill, after we have the first hearing on a bill and we don't have support, they won't bring it up for a vote sometimes. And then it won't even get out of committee to get onto the chamber floor to then pass the first house to go into the second. Yeah. So I'm telling you, we've got to educate the people and the citizens, because as an elected official, I want to much, much, much more count on your support versus lobbyists. And until we turn that tide, until we get the people supporting the officials and not the lobbyists, it's a problem.
Can I count on you to help this industry?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And you can come up, stay with me as my guest.
That's the best you got. You gotta go up before the committee and speak. All the group homes, there will be 10, 15 of them.
We will.
Yeah.
That's the only way
Definitely we
to,
will.
they'll stop them from passing all these bills.
Go on the bus.
Because right now,
Yeah.
the fire marshal already has a BDR.
Yes.
So I need you to send that to me,
Yeah.
so I can pull it up and now start investigating that BDR.
So I'm still at that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Go for it.
Yeah, there's
Because
just hold on, because there's one owner that's called me. I think he's in the process of licensing a place, but now it's like she spent so much money
Yeah.
with that already. I think she has 2 or 3 group homes, and there's more on the process. So they stopped giving them a certificate for that fire marshal.
Yeah.
So now they cannot move with that.
Well, do you want to know? I'm going to tell you my own little personal experience. My 25-year-old daughter, while I was in session, wanted to open up her own little home health care agency. So what does she have to do? She got her little packet. She had to rent a place, get phones in place. She has to comply and jump over all these hoops. She only had about $22,000 saved her whole life. She was 22 at the time. So her whole savings, okay, at 22 years old, went into rent and having someone there and doing everything.
Fees.
A year and a half,
Still no.
still nothing. And all the business licensing fees, $1,300 here. The
Yes.
fire marshal, not showing up, waiting 4 months. So, I'm an elected official, and this happened to my daughter. Do you know how upset I am? So I get it. And we are not as business friendly as we dictate to be. So we still have a lot of work going on. So my first session, it was an eye-opener. I see the way it's played, and now I'm gonna come back to you and say, I need your help, because it's me up there.
We will.
Yeah, but the buck stops with the governor. He should know what he's doing.
That's correct.
Always he's a friend of mine for a long time, but
Yep,
he's not helping to get businesses, come and make it easier, friendly.
right. Well, we
Although
need-
the Democrats control this House and Senate, but he can veto a lot of bills and do that.
That's right, you are correct.
Yeah, what's happening right now with the issuance of the COC for the fire marshal is that he's waiting, he's playing a waiting game because he knows that actually what he's doing right now is he's already implementing all of those things included in his BDR. And he's playing a waiting game because he knows if somebody is going to go for him on a legal basis, on legal avenue, he's not standing in solid ground. He has reclassified us from an R4 to an I2, but we would like us to become an I4, which basically is saying to us that there will be no more residential group homes that can be licensed.
Same with unskilled home health care. They've made it loud and clear when they literally did not, basically had my oldest child spend her whole savings on trying to get licensed and couldn't. Basically saying we're not going to give provider numbers out anymore.
But
So
this
I
is a
feel you,
bigger
and that's not
ripple
okay.
effect
Oh, and
later on.
yeah.
And she's looking at it only on a group home perspective, but it's not looking at the bigger
Well, we
picture.
need to explain and educate them, Because again, we have people that are not in your industry dictating laws that they know nothing about. It's like someone coming in and teaching me how to change an adult diaper. Really? I change adult diapers. Do you? Because I don't think, unless you actually do it, should be regulating me on how to. So, yeah.
Well, you know, best is to get a bill, get a kind of bill and have it passed.
Well, we know now where it's
Assembly. So that's what I did last year. Help a friend of mine, got a bill through the assembly and Senate. And I'll help you to get the bill to speakers and other people.
Beautiful. Well, Michele, as always, enjoyed meeting with you today.
Thank you. Thank you.